Hey guys, let's go ahead and talk about banks versus credit unions. What's the difference, pros and cons of each? Let me share everything that I learned while I was doing some research when we were moving our money from Wells Fargo to a credit union, because even though I knew about credit unions, I didn't understand how they operated, and maybe you're in the same boat as I was. And if you're not happy with your bank, I want to share what I learned so that you can do a little bit more due diligence and find out which one is right for you. So hey guys, my name is Susan Velez, and on this channel we talk about making money, saving money, investing money, and taking care of our health so that we can catch up for retirement, especially if you are late to saving for retirement like me. So the biggest difference that I learned that I think you really need to know is that banks are in the business to make money for their shareholders, whereas credit unions are nonprofit organizations. They don't pay any federal tax, meaning that any net profits that they make, they reimburse back into the organization so that they can make their members' lives better in the form of new products, new services, and better interest rates on loans and everything like that. So that's the biggest difference that I want you to know, that when you become or you open up a bank account, you become a customer. Whereas when you become a member of a credit union, you actually become a member. So remember that, guys. Now you might be thinking, okay, great, but is my money safe in a credit union? Yes, your money is insured and backed by the federal government. It's insured through a NCUA. The insurance that the credit union use is called NCUA. And what that stands for, guys, is, hold on, let me find this. I know I had it pulled up. So NCUA is the National Credit Union Administration, meaning that the government, like with the bank, guys, backs your money up to $250,000. So you can rest assured that if that bank or that credit union goes bankrupt, collapses, or just goes out of business, your money plus the interest that it earned is federally insured up to $250,000. All right. So now let's take a look at some of the features. Do banks and credit unions offer the same services? Yes. So credit unions do offer checking accounts, savings accounts, credit cards, loans, pretty much the same services that the banks offer, credit unions will offer. So now let's take a look at, okay, branches. Do both have branches? Well, we know bank branches are everywhere. You can find them everywhere. Credit unions also have branches, but the difference is that they're going to have fewer branches because credit unions are more localized and they're smaller than banks. So you're going to have fewer branches, but they do offer branches if you are wanting to go into the branch and do your banking business. So as far as joining, is it easy to join both? Now, with banks, when you join a bank, all you need to have is your driver's license, your social security number, and that's it. You can open up an account online, or you can walk in and open up an account. That most of the time they will pull your credit score, but even if you have a bad credit score, most banks will allow you to join. There are a few banks that I am aware of that make sure that you have to have a good credit score, but for the most part, anybody can join a bank or open up a bank account. With a credit union, guys, there are eligibility requirements that you have to meet in order to be able to become a member. And these eligibility requirements are going to vary depending on the credit union. But for the most part, they're going to require you to either work for a certain organization, work in a certain area, live in a certain area, worship somewhere specific, or if you were a member of the armed forces or currently serving in the armed forces. There's going to be tons of different criteria that you're going to have to meet. So if you've been wanting to join a credit union, you can find one. There's a good chance that you'll be able to find one that will allow you to join based on their eligibility requirements. So as far as ATMs, guys, we all know that bank ATMs are pretty much everywhere. You don't have to worry about it. With a credit union, you're going to have, like the branches, guys, you're going to have limited access to less ATMs, and those are the biggest differences, guys. So now let's go ahead and take a look at some of the advantages and disadvantages. So advantages of joining a bank, like I said, they're going to have more branches, more ATMs available. So if you travel a lot, your international travel, even if you travel stateside a lot, if you are traveling a lot, then chances are you're going to have easier access to your money. or to branches if you are a bank, if you are open up your money or keep your money inside of a bank as opposed to a credit union. You're going to have less branches, less ATMs. So that's the biggest difference. You have to take a look at your lifestyle. If you travel a lot and you need access to your money, then you might be better off with the bank as opposed to a credit union. And also, guys, if you do a lot of online banking, you're going to realize that with a credit union, their online features are not as updated as with a bank. With a credit union, you're probably still going to be able to access or have access to mobile banking, an app that you can download on your phone, mobile check deposit, some of the features that you can do online with a bank, but they're going to be more limited than with a bank because credit unions don't have as much money to invest in their banking features. With big banks, you're going to have a lot better mobile app features than you will with the credit union. So you have to keep that in mind. If you're the type of person who does a lot of online banking, you live and die by the app, by the online features, then you might want to consider going with a bank. But we just recently switched from Wells Fargo to a credit union. And I can tell you that even though the app is a little bit more limited than Wells Fargo, actually quite a bit more limited, but we are okay with that because even with the credit union, with the banking features that they give us with our online features, we can still take care of bill pay. We can still mobile check deposit. So those are the two things that we do on a regular basis. And we don't have any problems doing that. The biggest difference is that with Wells Fargo, we had access to Zelle. We had, the mobile feature was a little bit better, had more features, but we're not missing anything as far as what's inside the feature. And another thing that I hated with Wells Fargo, guys, with the actual, when I'd get online to pay our bills, is we would see advertisements to like other stores or other links to other things so that we would click on those and then be taken somewhere else. With the credit union, with their online app, or even their dashboard on the desktop, we don't have to worry about that. There's no advertising on there. So I really like that. You don't have to worry about being bombarded with other advertisements when you're trying to pay your bills or trying to take care of something online. So those are the two biggest advantages and disadvantages. Now, also another thing that you need to be aware of is that when you do join a bank versus a credit union, guys, with a bank, you're going to be exposed to more hidden fees like maintenance fees, minimum balance fees, all these fees that banks try to hit you up with. With a credit union, you might still have fees, guys. I'm not going to say you never have fees, but you're going to have less fees. And chances are you're not going to be expected to have a minimum balance in your account. So you'll want to check on that too, guys, because I know people say that credit unions, you don't have fees. That's not true. I mean, you might be able to find a credit union that doesn't have any fees, but the credit union that we opened up does have some fees. And the fee that I can tell you that they have is ATM fees. If you use another bank's ATM, you're going to be charged with ATM fees. Also, they have external transfer fees, meaning that if you transfer money from that credit union to an external financial institution, you will get charged a $3 external transfer fee. So there are ways around these fees. For one, you don't have to use any other ATM. Make sure that you're always using the branch's ATM. And also, whenever you need to push money into another financial institution, make sure that you're pulling it versus pushing it. And if you don't understand the difference between push versus pull, guys, push means that you're actually logging into the credit union and pushing money into the opposite financial institution. Instead of doing it that way, you want to go to that other financial institution that doesn't charge you any fees, pull the money from your credit union. That way you're avoiding the fees for the external transfer fees. That's the way around that we've gotten around the external transfer fees. So the final thing that you need to keep in mind, guys, is like I said, when you open up a bank account, you're just another number. They don't care about you. It's just business. They just want your money. That's it. When you become a member of a credit union, you actually become a member of an organization, meaning that you get voting rights. And also, guys, as you continue doing business and people or the tellers start knowing your name, if you're going in person, they will start calling you by your name to build a personal relationship with you. So if you're all about, you want to have more interest, better, less fees, more, you want to actually become a member as opposed to a customer, then you might want to check out being or joining a credit union. So now you're probably wondering, how do I join a credit union? Well, you can go to a website called mycreditunion.gov, learn more about credit unions, find one in your area. But I think one of the best ways to actually find out whether a credit union is worth joining or not is ask your family, friends, or even your neighbors where they bank and if they use a credit union and what they think about that credit union. Because I think sometimes that word of mouth is a lot better than just reading reviews online. Or there's no better way to find out what someone actually really thinks about a company than finding somebody you know that actually has their money in the credit union. And if they're happy with it, then great, that might be the place for you. If they're not, then I would find another place to put your money. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. So anyway, guys, let me know down in the comments below, do you have your money at a credit union? If so, which credit union is it? And are you happy with them? And also, guys, make sure you subscribe to this video so that you can be notified whenever I put out a new video. And don't forget to join me while I take you on my journey to earning a net worth of over $500,000 so that we can retire with dignity. And until next time, guys, I will talk to you later. Have a great day. Bye.